Okay, we're back from that recess that we just had. So now we have evaluated all 7 people that the law requires the CCU to evaluate. Both general managers were evaluated in open session. The other 5 individuals were evaluated in executive session. But we have scores for all the people that we have evaluated. We have the total scores. And so now I have asked our HR person, John Ray, to give us a schematic of what we're looking at. Now, bear in mind that we are also moving to the 50th percentile, so that has some bearing on what we're doing. So, John, I'm going to turn this over to you for a minute.
Sure. Okay. For the record, my name is John Ray Aggie, GPA's Personal Service Administrator. I would like to provide, Chairman and Commissioners and Gia Beneventi, I would like to provide a brief overview of GPA's compensation plan and salary recommendations presented today for consideration of the CCU. Little background, in 2022, GPA solicited the services of compensation consultant Alan Cyril & Associates to conduct a comprehensive compensation study. This study utilized updated market data from 2022 to evaluate GPA's market position and applied Cyril's strategic pay methodology and compensation model. The model comprises of 2 major components. Market data, which consists of 80%. This is basically what is the market paying for each position, and job evaluation points, which is based off 12 established factors, which assesses each position's size and significance within GPA. These factors include what is the required education of the position, experience, scope of work, authority exercised, and more. These components collectively ensure internal equity and external competitiveness within GPA. Through a systematic calculation, they establish an implementation range for each position, defining its minimum and maximum pay on the salary scale. On May 28, 2024, the CCU approved GPA's proposal via Resolution FY 2024-07, adopting Alan Cyril's 2022 market study and the implementation plan, which authorized GPA salaries to migrate to the 50th market percentile within the next 5 years. And this was approved for all certified, technical, and professional CTP employees. Effective June 30, 2024, GPA successfully transitioned all eligible CTP employees to the 30th market percentile, except for the positions currently before us today for discussion and review. Their compensation was deferred pending CCU affirmation as determined by law. Today, again, GPA seeks affirmation to transition the remaining 5 positions to the 30th market percentile, as approved again by CCU Resolution FY 2024-07 and funded through GPA Resolution 2023-32. This again ensures internal equity among all CTP positions. Thereafter, we recommend to consider the pay for performance thereafter based on you guys' performance evaluations. So with that, I went ahead and passed out a handout. On the handout before you, the top portion identifies each position: the general manager, utility board secretary, chief financial officer, staff attorney, and what is the raw market data. As mentioned in my overview, this consists of 80% of the total weight. When we factor in the job evaluation points, that's when the implementation ranges are identified. So, Chairman, if you'd like to go on an individual basis, and we can start with the general manager.
Sure. Let's do that.
Sure. So for the overall evaluation, Mr. John Beneventi scored a total evaluation score of 4.0. With that, again, the recommendation. Mr. B is currently getting paid $234,000. On the migration to the 30th market percentile, he was actually over it. However, we slotted his current pay, which will bring him to $234.16. And again, the recommendation is 2% or 4% at the Commission's review. Again, based on his overall evaluation, he scored a 4.0, which is above satisfactory. I do want to acknowledge, Chairman, the bottom. If you decide to just give a standard 2, 3%, 4% from his current pay of $234,000, the bottom guides you guys for that.
Okay, so John, what you're basically saying is that right now, the general manager's pay is currently $234,000.
That is correct.
That brings him within the 50th percentile,
Um,
a little bit more.
If you're referencing the raw data, that is what the market's paying. As mentioned, there's a certain systematic process that accounts for internal equity, which brings it below. So in regards to the market, not to confuse you guys, that's what the market raw is.
So in other words, what I'm trying to say is we have what we're talking about. We're talking about. No. You can stay. You're a commissioner. You're in time for. We're talking money now. We're starting with him. But the reviews are already done. The reviews are already done. So to catch up real quick, JB scored a 4.0.
Nice.
On his review, and his current pay is there on the top.
Okay.
At 234, which lines up with the 50th percentile market data. And so we can consider a 2%, 3%. Where's that, John?
It's on the bottom.
It's on the very bottom. Okay.
2, 3, and 4.
2, 3, and 4. So 2, 3, and 4.
So
Mr.
just to
Sanchez.
kick the discussion off. So
Kick the discussion
a
off.
4% adjustment from 234,000 to 243,000. If I'm reading this right, correct me if I'm wrong. HR,
That's correct.
right? And that would place them somewhere between the 55th and the 60th percentile. So that's the raw numbers, but also to remind us, I mean, John scored a 4.0, which is exceeding expectations. Last year was the continuation of post-Marwar recovery, right? Having to deal with the emergency generators, the Greco issues, right? And by our own average rating, he had exceeded expectations. So a 4% adjustment would be a raise from 234,000 to 243,360. It would take him from the 50th percentile to somewhere between the 55th and the 60th percentile. John B. Has also, historically, one, it's very difficult, as we've learned, it's very difficult to find competent, capable management, not to mention the fact that tremendous years of experience. We've exceeded expectations about how much renewable energy we could bring to the grid. We're about to award even more renewable energy to the grid. And all of that has been led by Mr. Benaventi's work. Ukudu went through Marwar and the delay. He was able to negotiate a firm deadline for them to be completed. It was, I think, a 6-month improvement over what they had originally requested. And as it turned out, there was significant, by having them come on 6 months earlier, there was some nice savings created by the LEAC, for the LEAC, for the ratepayers that we will get to see and they will benefit from when we do the next LEAC, not the one in February, but unless the world gets dumb, we know that when we do the August 1 of 2025 to February 2026 LEAC, it will be 5 of those 6 months, Ukudu will be open. And that is the next big move for reducing the cost of power for our ratepayers, while also improving the reliability, because it's a much better generator, and we finally get to retire the Cabris units. So, to me, I'm quite comfortable with at least the 4% adjustment for Mr. Benaventi to take him from his current salary of $234,000 to $243,360, moving him up between the 55th and the 60th percentile, and rewarding him for last year was a difficult, challenging year, and yet he continued to move the company forward. And so, based on that and the work done by HR to give us these variables, and you know, I'm sure there'll be criticism of any raise we give any of our managers, but we reward performance, and I'm quite comfortable with paying John way above the 30th percentile, because nobody knows except this group how difficult it is to attract and retain solid management, and John B. has been solid, and continues to be solid for us. And so I'm quite comfortable with the 4% adjustment that has been provided for us as one number to pick. I mean, we can go higher, but at a minimum, the 4% I'm very comfortable with. And that would be about a $9,000 raise.
You're making the motion, sir?
You want to make a motion?
Oh, I can make that in the form of a motion.
Make it in the form of a
I
motion.
move to give John a 4% pay adjustment to increase his current salary from $234,000 to a new salary of $243,360.
Second.
Second?
That's a $9,360 difference.
I just wanted, John, can you forego a raise
Last year.
previous year or this year?
Last year.
Last year.
Last year.
Yeah,
That be also noted in the record.
yep, correct.
And just for the record also, I need to remind people that these raises take effect in January.
Yep.
So, John Ray, it'll be the first pay period in January, right? Whatever that is.
That's correct.
Do you know what that is?
December 29th is the start of or let me confirm that.
So effective December 29th, 2024, the first check would come out in January of 2025.
Yeah. Okay, that's a motion.
Yes,
Any
sir.
further discussion? You're
Only,
recused.
yeah, just during the vote, I'll abstain,
Yes.
just for the same recusal
Right.
mindset. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, got it. Pedro? You have you're good? Okay. If there's no further discussion, I'm ready for the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed nay, with one abstention. The motion carries. 4 ayes, 1 abstention. Okay, congratulations. John Ray, don't go anywhere, John. We need you for the last one, but for the AGMO.
Sure.
But John Ray, next is.
Sure. Our next item would be Mr. John J. Kim.
Okay.
Mr. John J. Kim, his overall evaluation rendered 3.5. Mr. Kim is currently getting paid $152,157. The recommendation again is to migrate him to the 30th market percentile with all other CTP employees. That'll bring him to the 167,126.51, and thereafter you may consider evaluation pay for performance.
Hold on one second.
Okay, so
I'm reading in the blue column.
what is, wait, just a minute, I missed it.
Sure.
What is his rating?
So his rating is 3.5.
3.5.
But I'm seeing the 30th percentile, am I misreading it, is 160,604?
Commissioner, so that one, again, it may be confusing, but this is the raw data. So that consists of 80% of the overall to get the range. So this is what the market's paying out there. And then we do the internal equity, which is,
So what, to move him the way you moved the rest of the company, John
Correct.
Ray, what would be the number?
the starting range for his position will start at 167,126.51.
167?
126.
Where does that number show up on the?
Oh, it's on the.
On the
it's
table.
bottom, it's on the step 1. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's the calculations that HR does, given the
That gets
rating.
him to the 30th percentile along with the rest of the company.
That's correct.
That's
Right,
correct.
and that's the other thing, is Mr. Kim is currently at the 20th percentile, right?
Yeah,
Whereas the rest of the company
It's at
is,
the
we're
30th.
moving to migrate to the 30th.
right.
He did not get an
Percent.
adjustment when we migrated.
That's correct.
Yeah, no. He didn't migrate yet.
Okay.
So,
So, Mr. Chair, I move to increase Mr. Kim's pay to $167,126, which would take him from the, and correct me if I'm wrong, the 30th percentile to in between the 35th and 40th percentile. And right now, he's at the 20th percentile, right?
In reference to the raw data, you are correct. However, with the implementation range, again, it'll start at 167.
Right, but he's currently making 153,987.
152, 157. It's on the top.
So that's about it. So if we take him to 167, that's about a 10% raise, but it moves him more in alignment with the
With
rest of the company. with the
That's
rest of the
correct.
company. Okay, so that's my motion is to move him to the 126,126.51. He's done a solid job, and the financials are always on time, and you know he's worked well with our GM, and I think he's been a solid contributor to the benefit of the ratepayers.
Okay, is there a second to that motion?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Second, Mr. Santos. Is there anybody else who wants to talk?
No. I think Mr. Kim did well in
Yeah.
his performance review.
Yeah.
So that exceeds expectation.
Okay, so no further questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That's 5 aye votes.
Sure, Commissioners, it's Ms. Mary Ann Willishuk, our staff attorney. Scored a 3.8. Ms. Willishuk is currently getting paid $138,353. The recommendation is to bring her to the 30th percentile, which the starting range is 143,389 and 20 cents, and then you may consider additional pay for performance if you like.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So, okay, what you need to realize is that if we move her to the 30th percentile, where that's going to the 143,389, right, John?
That's correct.
And then on top of that, you could give her, because she's been a solid performer, she's come on strong. You could give her a 2%, 3%, or 4%.
I'm sorry, what was her rating? The 3.8?
3.8.
Okay,
She's
just below John B.
just below, but very close to exceeds expectations. As one of our attorneys, she's really, let's put it this way, how do I say it nicely? We've had turmoil in the legal part of our government, and this attorney, as well as the other one, but this attorney has provided us good service in terms of, what we have had to go through. I don't know how nicer to say it. Anybody can help me if you want, if you can say it nicer than that. So, maybe, okay. Okay.
3% would be,
In addition to the, moving to the 30th percentile, do you want to make that a motion?
okay, I'd like to move staff attorney here to get the 3% adjustment.
No, to move to the 30th percentile
Move to
for,
the percentile,
and then get an additional adjustment of 3%?
3%, yes.
Okay. Any second to that?
Hold on.
Second?
And just for
Just for
discussion,
clarity,
yeah,
just
what are the
make sure
num,
we're talking about that same
yeah, what are the what would the end pay be?
What would that be,
would be-
John?
Sure.
147.
147,734.04. That's 71 and 3 cents an hour.
I'm sorry, 140, what was that?
47.
Middle column, Sonny?
This one, the 3%.
Oh, there it is, there it
So
is.
this is moving everybody to 30th.
Right.
Or moving everybody to 30th plus
Plus the,
percent or 4%.
So,
okay,
It just flips this way.
so what would that make her?
thank you.
Brings her up to 147,734. In the middle
Okay.
column, Mr. Chair?
Yes. Okay, got it.
Okay.
So.
And that would put her in the 40th percentile?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a motion. This seconded. Any further discussion?
Right. And I'm
Or-
sorry, for the right, it's 147,734 would be the new pay?
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
John?
0.04. Yep.
0.04.
Yes.
Okay. John, when we complete this transaction, make sure the minutes accurately reflect the numbers, okay?
Got it.
Okay.
Call for the vote, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, no further discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries with 5 aye votes. Next, we have our staff, our board secretary. John,
That's
before
correct.
we get to the last one.
So Ms. Larissa Gilman, our utility board secretary, her overall score was 3.59 or 3.6. Ms. Larissa is currently getting paid below the 5th market percentile at $58,124. Recommendation to bring her to the 30th market percentile, which would be $64,725 and 12 cents, and then thereafter you may consider additional pay for performance.
Okay. What's the, everybody take a look at it, come up with the number.
So the 30th is 64, no, what's the?
Yes,
30th?
that's correct.
64,725, and then, given her good evaluation, we can consider additional to that, right?
Yeah.
That's correct.
And
Mr.
she
Chair-
got the migration, right?
She did not get a migration.
One of the six.
She's one of the 6.
Mr. Chairman, I move to adjust Ms. Gilman's pay, and I'm looking at the 4% adjustment of
Okay.
is that 67,353.22? Am I looking at the correct number?
That's correct.
Right?
correct.
And taking her from 64,725 to 67,353, it's about a 5% increase from her current pay.
Actually, it's, you're taking her from 50,000.
Oh, what is this one?
57.
Oh, sorry.
This is the migration to the 30.
She didn't get the migration.
She hasn't gotten the migration.
So we're-
she's still.
Oh, I'm sorry.
she's
Yeah,
still-
you're right.
So-
Her
so-
current pay, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
is 50,000. So we need to get her, everyone else is at least the 30%.
Right.
So.
Right, so we
step
need to
one.
move her there and then reward her for her performance. So to do that, what would be the,
The end number is
67.
67,353.22.
okay, that's the motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Yeah, I'll second Mr. Chairman, but I just wanna
Sure.
understand something, John Ray. The reason why we didn't move this position is why?
As
The
de-
migration.
Sure, as determined by law and our statute, it says the pay, that's correct, will be set by the board. So
So we
approval
have
will
to
be
send
set by the board.
So she can't move, like John can't move, John Kim can't move.
She's an unclassified.
She's an unclassified employee.
I do want
So
to,
all the employees that are under the direct hire of the CCU did not get the migration,
Did not
just
get the
those that are not.
Yeah.
that is correct, but I do want to recognize that they are all certified technical and professional. We just wanted to come back to reaffirm because you guys approved it via the resolution to move within the next 5 years. But I wanted to come back to reaffirm that, yes, the people who report to the board, whereas you set their salary, we have that in writing or via the minutes.
And she was significantly below even the 20th percentile.
That's correct. So when everyone moved, she didn't receive an adjustment.
Okay. Is that because she also just started with us? Is that part of it too?
Nonetheless, if a person just got hired, we would move them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was her score?
3.59,
Yep,
3.6. Okay, which is above, So anyway, that's your motion? Is that a motion?
Yeah.
You made
Made
that
the
motion?
I seconded
You
it.
seconded?
And
Okay.
it's 67,353.22.
67,353.22?
Yes.
Okay, any further discussion? None? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries with 5 votes. Now we get to the last one, and I'd like to preface this with, law requires that the annual pay is determined by the general manager with the approval of the commission. In other words, we have to agree to what his recommendation is. So for this portion, John, I'm going to let the general manager make his recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As the Commission knows, we hired Jennifer Saplan as our Assistant General Manager in May of 2023. And of course, we have had one performance evaluation, which I did bring to the Commission, and the Commission concurred for her current salary. Being that it's a part of the CTP, is also the one that we would like to move to the 30 percentile. And again, it was coming back to the board is to also clarify, because when the board passed the resolution, it really was migrating everyone to the 30 percentile. but we did a global GG1 until I can clarify that from the commission, because again, it's the first time we've done this, no, without and it's not individually clear, right? And so with that, the same thing here is to move Jennifer up into the 30% out, just like all the other employees under the CTP. And then furthermore, if you agree with that, Mr. Chair, can you also consider whether, as we move and migrate to the next percentile, 5%, do we have to seek that concurrence again, or
You have to seek
do
concurrence.
you
That's what the law,
continue?
that's what the law requires, John.
Or change the law.
Or change the law. Let's not bother that. Let's,
Okay.
So
So again,
this is- we're
that's
setting a
my
pattern,
request is, and I have a letter that kind of lays that out, Mr. Chair,
Okay,
but
no problem. So,
uh,
John,
it is
I
to
want to
move.
understand your recommendation.
Recommendation is to move
to,
the ACMO up to the 30% down.
which is
just like
173, 912, 51.
that's correct. Just
Okay, and that's it.
that's it. Because her performance evaluation actually is in January, and then after I make that review, I will come back to you. No?
So
Okay.
am I reading this wrong? Your recommendation that would take her to between the 40th and the 50th percentile?
No, that will bring her to the. For me, John, the adjustment of 173 is the adjustment.
Yes, that's the adjusted to consider the internal equity. Again, the top, and this is just raw data, raw market data. There's a separate aspect that we system calculated that brings you to the final 173.
So that's the migration number to similar to everybody else.
Yep, and this has been established, the criteria, ever since we first moved into Allen Cyril since 2008.
But based on Mr. Benaventi's recommendation to take her to 173,912, if I'm reading across the
0.51.
top,
Yeah.
that would move her to between the 45th and 50th percentile? Am
That's
I reading
correct.
that correctly?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But she's done a spectacular job. She's really the one that we give a lot of credit to you to. We are changing the paradigm shift on generation and integrating renewables and bringing in batteries for shifting. She's
went
been the
on-
leader of developing the procurements, implementing the procurements, reviewing the bids, and presenting to management the recommendations of which to award. She's really been, if he's the architect, she's the assistant architect.
Well, she also went
Yeah.
through baptism by fire in Mawa.
And,
Yep.
and
We
then
just
she
put
went to
her in.
Marwa. Right.
Yeah, immediately after her appointment, she went through Malware and she did very well. And again, a very strong leader in the field, and of course, a very difficult position, in charge of all of operations. And
So I think if this is appropriate motion, I move to concur with Mr. Benaventi's recommendation to adjust the AGMO's pay to $173,912.51 per year.
Second, Mr. Chair.
That's it. Any further discussion?
Only further discussion I would have is at one point in time, we do need to change the law. This
Yeah.
position does need to go back under the general manager.
And,
It shouldn't
and I
come
agree
to
with,
us.
I agree with you. This should be a management prerogative.
Correct.
It was back in the days, let me just give you the color for this.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I know the reasons why.
Yeah. So
But,
anyway,
yeah.
I agree with
I
you.
don't.
Okay.
I don't. Oh, okay.
Well, you want to tell them?
No,
No, no.
You brought it up. I don't have color on this. No.
Okay, let me tell you.
I'm sure it had to do with the legislature.
No, what happened is, they had a general manager, and then they wanted an assistant general manager. They called it assistant general manager of operations, but they considered this person to be unclassified and like the general manager, subject to the board, subject to the board's taking care.
Purview.
Yeah. No, pre-CCU.
Yeah, it's been on the books a
It's
long
been on the
time.
books ever since.
We didn't fix it when we were in the legislature.
Yeah, so,
None of the
so-
three of us.
I'm sure the Republicans did this, not the
Yeah,
Democrats.
no, I think it was,
And,
Took care of our.
it was
no, no,
mutually ignored.
and back,
mutually ignored.
and back
Republicans
then,
also established the CCU.
yeah.
Okay, so,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Unfortunately.
Color,
and
color presented. We presented the colors.
okay, so, and I
Preserve the
agree,
name of the ACMO.
yes, and I agree, this is something that needs to be addressed. I agree with Commissioner Chaco. So,
And we might also consider these, the chief financial officer positions as well. So I'm just saying, we
this is
should
something,
look at it.
I won't be
Yeah.
here. Good luck.
Because the way that we're conducting it now is like we're deferring to the GM anyway. It needs to just be with the GM.
Well, when I first came on, Commissioner Doc, I didn't understand what you were doing. I
So,
said, this is insane.
Yeah.
We only have one employee as far as.
we should.
I'm sorry,
Two.
two employees.
Two employees.
And the rest of it is not our business.
Agreed.
Okay,
But
so,
I do recall now the structure, because we had the words of John Beneventi and the famous general. We had a Kazar.
yeah, I guess okay, so,
Yeah, okay, got it.
not a problem.
Okay, let's vote on this one, Mr. Chair.
Let's vote. Ready to vote?
Yeah.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. John, you want to say one more thing?
I just wanted a point of clarification again, via the resolution 2024-07, it was a universal global approval. For specifically AGMO, did you want it effective like everyone else, December 29, or is it effective the June 30 that you approved the resolution?
No, December.
Chairman, don't.
December, no, we don't
Thank
do,
you.
we don't, no retro. Let's go forward.
Yeah, please.
Thanks for that point of clarification.
Thank you very much.
Good clarification.
What about our pay?
Huh?
Speaking of changing the law.
Okay, so, moving right along, that completes the GPA side of the house.
Thank you.
Yeah, bring the GM in. Actually, I needed this GM for the AGMO.
Good job, JB.
John, don't go too far, we have a meeting right after we finish this. We're right on time, 5:30. Okay. Now, do you have something for us, Lena, to pass out? Oh, okay. Chris, we're not ready for you yet. This is the, no, have a seat. Have a seat. It's a public meeting. No. I'm just saying, we're not ready to talk about the board meeting. But have a seat, Chris.
Mr. Chairman, before we start, I have to excuse on the voting as
Yeah.
Mr. Galli does represent the.
Okay. And so on this one, both of you are recused from voting.
Commissioner Sanchez doesn't need to.
Yes, no. Where is he? Where'd he go?
He's still here. He's got his belongings here.
Okay.
So, I don't know if anybody's already noticing the discrepancy, but just on the staff attorneys and the chief financial officers, that it's a big delta here.
Okay.
At one point, we have to reconcile it. Maybe
Yes.
not today.
Not
but,
tonight,
yeah.
but I agree with you. But we're doing it slowly. If you notice,
Yeah.
we have made a lot of Michael,
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell you that, and I don't know why Simon's not. Where is Simon?
I think he went to a restaurant.
Okay. For the record, I want to say that it has been my privilege to serve with 4 other good commissioners, and every time people have come or gone, I've seen value in all the people we've had. The late Gloria Nelson, the late Benigno Palomo, the Eloy Harris, currently alive, Judy Guthers, who served with us for a little while, George Bonda, Pedro Guerrero. Everybody has their own ideas, which are all good. And I want to tell you that we have made a lot of progress. I think you've seen the progress.
Oh, yeah.
Over this 10 years or 11 years that you've been on,
Yeah.
right? So, I mean,
7.
7? Okay, 7. But what I'm saying is, it's
Yeah.
my hope that you guys continue the progress. And I'm very grateful to the people of Guam for giving me the opportunity to serve. We're talking about we've made a lot of progress, but we need to make more progress. And I said that it was my pleasure to sit with always good commissioners, you know, George Bamba, Judy Gutherds, even Pedro Guerrero. Yeah, he had some ideas, but it's okay. And the late Gloria Nelson, the late Benigno Palomo, Eloy Harris, Judy Gutherds. These are all good people, and I thank the people of Guam for giving me this opportunity to serve and to serve with good people. All 16 years that I've been on this commission, you know. So, and it's my hope, and I will pray for you people as you go forward to continue the progress, because I think Michael was right. We need to do more, and you guys can wrangle it out. And I'll tell you, I won't be watching. I'm sorry. I'm going to be watching comedy or something else. Okay, Zena. Given that, now that we have Mr. Sanchez back, Commissioner Sanchez back in the room, let's start with the general manager. Tell us what he scored, and then what your recommendation. First off, where is he in the percentile?
Can I have one of those?
Oh, oh yeah. No, she has. Everybody should get one. Somehow you didn't get one because you weren't sitting down.
I was using the wastewater system.
Oh, good.
It worked.
Okay,
You
so
ready?
what is his rate?
Okay, so based on
overall-
the performance evaluation, his raw score resulted in a 4.0 evaluation rating.
You know, we have two good general managers. If you notice, both general managers are 4.0. I mean, they're the lead. They're the leaders of this group. So now, currently his salary is,
So currently, Mr. Miguel Bordalio's salary is at $194,326.
and that would put him at the 20th percentile.
He's right now closest to he's at the 20th market percentile based on last year's salary adjustment.
But he should be at the 25th.
And
The company's where?
yes, because we transitioned this past July to the 25th market percentile, there is on your spreadsheets the third row below or the third column below. If we move him, transition him from his current salary to the minimum implementation range of the 25th market percentile, that will bring him up to 210,651.
Okay. Now, you know, we have to remember that our general managers, like John is much higher than the 30th percentile where GPA is. And I have to say this, we are blessed with having Miguel as a general manager for Guam Water Works Authority. So there's only 3 people who can vote in this room on this one. And I'm going to preface my remarks by saying that moving him strictly to the $210,000, in my opinion, would not be enough. I think he merits the 4% increase that John B got. So, go ahead. I'll leave it up to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman,
Do you have enough thought?
I have probably caused Miguel more sleepless nights, and every now and then he's caused me a couple of sleepless nights, but as you said, he is a spectacular manager, and he's done a really, really good job with a very difficult company to do a good job with. And so I'd like to propose that we take him to $219,204, which is consistent with his rating, plus the additional slot. That would take him only to about the 40th percentile, just below the 40th. John B's at the 50th, but I think it's well merited to reward him for his hard work, and so that's my motion.
And that amount there, Simon, was?
It's $219,204.
That's the,
Okay.
this was the deal. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Can I just interrupt for a minute? our incoming oversight chair is here, just happens to be passing through. And maybe we could just bring him in for a minute and just to say hi to the group before, don't lose that train of thought. But Senator, come on in.
Senator.
How are you doing? Congratulations, and look forward to working with you. The group will. I won't be here, but they will. Yeah, no, I know,
Thanks for taking on the committee.
Okay, so we just. Well, no, we're glad you could have a moment to come by.
Yeah,
And
just real quick, congratulations on your, of course, we, think office, January 6th, right? Just like yourself, yeah. And soon, of course, the chairmanship for all utilities. And I'm looking forward to that. I got also federal and foreign affairs as well,
Good,
closely. And actually, we had I spoke with Congressman Moreland this morning in regards to issues that
We need that 6.4 billion underground.
yeah. So
That would be huge.
yeah. So anyway, it's a good thing, and so definitely please include us in your meeting schedules, our office. And if I'm not here to make it, Daryl's my senior policy guy, and he would be the contact person. But
I think we
So,
usually
Sarah?
schedule a briefing.
Yeah.
A briefing, yeah,
for
okay.
you.
we'll
Okay.
send
And we
for.
have a new member, so.
Okay,
Yeah, for we schedule a briefing for you and your committee
Okay.
with the two general managers, one at
Okay,
a time.
okay, great,
GPA
fantastic.
and then GWA.
Great.
And so we'll let you determine when you want to schedule that. You know.
Okay, great, fantastic.
Just let us know.
And we haven't, actually, committee members have not,
Okay.
been solidified at this
Okay,
point?
no,
Yeah,
no.
okay.
So, when you're ready,
Yeah, let's do
Just-
that in the
just
inauguration.
give,
That way you're
Miguel,
official.
yeah, give Miguel and John a call, and they'll set up the briefing for
Okay.
GPA and GW.
And you inaugurate at the same time, right?
No, a little later.
A little later?
It's up to us to schedule. When's yours, Tuesday?
It's,
Ours is, yeah, no, the first Monday in January.
no, ours is not the first one.
Yeah.
It's, hold on a second. Where's Larissa?
She went up, I'll get it.
Anyway,
Because
Yeah,
she
by
has her
statute-
it'll be
schedule.
after your inauguration.
But by statute, it's first Monday in January.
For you guys.
Yeah, yes.
Larissa,
Shortly thereafter.
Larissa, when is the swearing-in ceremony for the CCU? January 13th.
Okay.
Yeah,
Following
because
week.
Okay.
we do the following week, because
Okay,
you
so
guys are.
right here? Right.
Yes, we
Yeah,
do it
okay,
here.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We can come to you, or if it's your.
No, it's swearing-in for the CCU here.
Right here, yeah.
Yes, right
Yeah,
here.
but we don't have to do the briefing after this one, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so,
No, we can do the briefing. Yeah.
The way to brief you and him
Okay.
of what's going on.
yeah, because I won't be here, but it's okay. Good luck.
He's the
Yeah,
smartest
right,
guy.
condolences.
He's the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, that's right.
He's the smartest guy.
Finally came to the senses, right? Yeah, but anyway, thank you, and, didn't mean to disturb you guys, but thank you
No,
very
okay.
much.
Okay.
Now, is this the only way to get to the back here? No, I've been here, I think, a couple times, at the CCU meeting, but we always ended in.
Oh, because
Senator, they don't just let anybody in.
No, I understand, it was closed off, but they said.
you're actually not our chairman yet.
But they'll, when they do the briefing, they'll also show you. the
Okay,
lay of the
where
land.
to go, okay, no problem.
Okay,
No
so that
problem.
you'll
Got it,
get the
yeah.
full treatment.
Got it,
Okay.
thank you very much, thank you.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you. You guys enjoy it, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
And Darryl will see.
Sure. We're not. No. Daryl, we're not in our CCU meeting yet. We're in a meeting on evaluations. Okay, but no, this is an open meeting. We're talking about money. We can only talk about money in the open meeting. We got our lesson learned. So, okay, one more time before, where are we?
So I made a motion,
Sure,
Mr.
go-
Chairman, to increase Mr. Berdallo's pay to $219,204 per year.
Okay, 219? Okay, I'm
Yes,
trying
and
to
that would
find.
take him roughly just below the 40th percentile.
Okay, that's with the 4% increase, 219. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Zena, do you have that?
Yes.
And Zena, this is all effective December 30.
29.
29
December
or-
29th, yes.
Okay, okay. So that's the motion?
I'll second, but for discussion.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the maximum? I mean, could we go further up then?
You can do whatever you
Yes, we
wish.
can do whatever if you would like to
Okay.
amend the motion.
Yes, I would like to ask that, to amend it to the 50th percentile. Which
Okay,
is
that's
within that area. I mean,
233, 65,
no.
if you're looking at the
Oh,
230,
okay.
50th, right?
Because the GPA got 50, he's up on the 50 now, right?
He's, where's John Ray? He left.
Yeah, JB's at the 50.
It's at 233, 265.
Yeah.
Will your
Okay.
schedule there, Mr.?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, okay, so he's at 233. You would like to make a move
Well,
to?
I'd like to
Good.
ask that we give him more,
Okay,
because really, we have a lot of project coming up.
okay, so 233, 265? That's the, Zena? You'll have to fill that number in, right?
Yes.
What would the number be?
Well, based on the pay schedule on the 25th market percentile data, if we move him accordingly to, you wanted 255? Because the top row is the raw data, as
raw data,
explained by John Ray earlier.
Yes,
Yeah, so
what would the number be?
we would have to recalculate the,
You don't have it?
based on the internal equity. I don't have the data for the implementation range for the 50th market percentile.
Okay, you don't?
Yeah.
Would it
We
be,
can wait for it while we do the
Can-
remaining
okay.
CPAs and the.
do you have staff downstairs or they're gone?
They're probably gone already.
Okay, so, did John Ray leave too already? Okay. Can you see if he's here? Maybe he can help figure that out. And we can move on to the other two individuals.
How do you feel about that, Simon?
I think he's done a great job. I think the only challenge is, it's a 33% pay increase. But it's hard to
John Ray?
find good people.
Hmm?
It is hard
It's hard to find good people.
And he's done a great job.
If, can you help us out? Tell her what,
Can we take a recess?
no, I was gonna say, can we table this and we'll deal with the other two?
Floor though.
Okay, that's
Was
right.
it seconded? I don't think it was seconded.
No, I did second his
Oh, you did?
motion for
Oh, I thought we seconded.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just,
seconded. Okay,
considering
so it's
to
a
go
motion we
beyond
have to
that.
do.
You're just suggesting.
Motion, which has not been seconded.
Yeah.
Okay, because we don't have a number. Can you give us a number?
Hold on a second.
Because we have a motion on the floor that's been duly seconded, but we have a proposed amendment with a motion to amend. We need to see.
Our current pay schedule,
Uh-huh. Do you have a number?
the number closest to on the current pay schedule
Yes.
would be 244,559.
244.
138, and then the next step up, sub-step up is 244,559. That's on the current pay schedule.
559. So what would be the number? I need a number.
Based on the raw data of the 50th market percentile, it's at 233,265. And on the pay schedule, the, 233,265. The next salary from that would be, 232,690.
232, what?
690.
693.
That's on the current pay scale.
232,693,
690,
690,
yes.
and no cents?
No.
Okay. Okay, so, is that the number you would like to propose?
Let me just wait for, he's working out
Yes.
some numbers here.
Mr. Chair, for clarification, I know Commissioner Martinez was looking at the 50th percentile for the GPA pay scale, but that is not what the commission approved in the form of JB's pay. So if you're trying to have them be paid the same, you need to recall what the
It was 243,360.
243,360.
Would take him
What,
into the 50.
what was the one we approved for JB?
It was a 4%,
What's the 4%?
adjustment.
Yeah.
Plus
What was the number?
percentile.
243,
And that would take him to the,
360, what?
that would take him between the 55th and 60th percentile.
No cents?
243,360.
243, 360, okay. So,
So if that's what
That's-
you're looking at, Commissioner Martinez, it's a different range there, okay?
But that's still between the 55th and the 60th
JB is
percentile.
between the 55th and the 60th, correct?
So if you did want to move Miguel to the 50th,
Yeah.
that would, I mean, that would be, if you wanted to be consistent with Mr. Benavente's, then your, would
The
make sense.
proposed amendment.
We could take, so, you know,
He's withdrawing his motion,
so it was already seconded, right? So
It was already seconded, so we didn't vote.
So can I withdraw a seconded?
You can withdraw.
Okay, then I withdraw my
Good.
motion.
All right.
You're free to make a motion.
Okay,
Okay, so I'd like to propose a motion that we approve him, Mr. Berdalio, at 233,
Yes, 265.
265.
That'll take him to the 50th percentile, like Mr. Benavente.
That, if I understand that correctly, this is the raw data, right?
Yeah.
So could you please clarify for them
It'd
what
be-
the actual 50 percentile number would be?
232. What was the number?
Sorry, Commissioner, she's unable to do that because she did not implement the data. So the team would need some time to review the data and give you the exact where it falls on their pay scale. Unfortunately, I'm unable to help her at this time. But I do also want to recognize that GWA's market data is different from GPA's as it's specific to the industry. So that's the reason why she's
Okay,
unable.
If we decided to use the number that's highlighted in yellow, could we use that number? How's that? We could use that number, right?
Use that number.
That's his
Okay.
current pay, right? The
That's-
one in yellow, right?
No, his current pay is,
It's 194,326.
No, his current salary is 190, yeah,
194,
They're referring to the.
the
this
yellow on the 50th,
percentile.
on the 50th percentile, on the top.
This-
That's JB's.
Yeah.
No,
it
that's,
is,
no,
but
it's
that's what his
233 rather. 233, 265 is the one.
I think we're saying the same thing.
Okay.
According to, correct me if I'm wrong, the 50th percentile for Mr. Berdalio would be 233,265.
Right. Okay, we
Is that
can use
correct?
that number. We can
Correct.
use the raw data,
Correct.
right?
Right.
We could? Okay.
I mean, we can use whatever number. we
Commissioner Martinez, you could make a motion. You've
want. I
withdrawn.
withdrew mine because this.
So, okay, so you make a motion for that number.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion
Let's see if we can do
that
this.
we approve Mr. Berdalio at 233, 265.
I'll second it.
Second?
Yep.
Okay. Any further? On the motion, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. And two abstentions? Commissioner Santos and Commissioner Chalco are abstaining. Motion carries with 3 aye votes. Okay, next. Colleen Titano.
4, as a result of her performance evaluation, is a 4.2.
4.20.
Her current salary is at 152,987.
Okay.
And then based on the last row of data, if we transition her to the 25th market percentile with all the rest of the employees at GWA, it would bring her to 164,109. And then the subsequent columns will, with the 2, 3, and 4%.
Okay, so what, Commissioner Sanchez?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move to pay Tolling Titan of $170,772 per year.
Second, Mr. Chair.
Okay, did you get that, Zena?
Yes.
Okay.
And that would take
Any
her
further?
between the
Okay, that's a
40th
motion duly seconded.
Yep, 45th percentile.
Yeah, any further discussion? No? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed, nay. Motion carries with 5 aye votes. Good. Now, the last one, our lawyer for, what did
So
what
Staff
did she
Attorney Teresa Rojas,
scored?
as a result of a performance evaluation, scored a 3.8.
Okay.
Her current salary is at 137,570.
Mm-hmm.
And again, based on the data below on the third row, if you transition her to the implementation range of the 25th market percentile, 3 or 4% increase.
So if you wanted to give